Right now we are exploring Japan, but there are still a few untold stories from our 2 years on the road in Australia. This is one of them. Western Australia is big, like really big. Hours of red dirt roads, endless horizons, and the feeling that you might be the only people out here. But somewhere at the end of this long road, the earth suddenly cracks open. Hidden between the dust and spinifex lies a place that feels almost unreal. Deep gorges, icy waterholes, and some of the most dramatic landscapes we have seen in Australia. This is Karijini National Park. We are Joseph, Martijn, and our dog Bouddi. We have left the grind behind to embrace the freedom of life on the road, trading office chairs for camp chairs and deadlines for dirt roads. Guided by Kodiwompo to travel in a purposeful manner towards a vague destination, we are here to share our journey, stories, and tips for living adventurously. Hop in and join as we roam, explore, and embrace the unexpected. Before we could explore Karijini, we had to make a bit of a difficult decision. National parks in Australia don't allow dogs, which usually means we skip them completely. But Karijini felt like one of those places we simply couldn't miss. So for the first time on this trip, we found Bouddi a little holiday on his own back in Karatha, while we continue down this very smooth road towards the adventure. Out here, distances feel endless, and apparently so do the trains. The Pilbara is powered by mining, and every now and then you are reminded just how massive that industry really is. Car after car stretching far beyond what we could see, carrying iron ore from deep in the outback to the coast. A pretty surreal sight in the middle of nowhere. And just like that, the bitumen ends. Time to pull over, air down the tires, and get the Troopy ready for the red dirt ahead. From here we follow the rail access road, a dusty mining track running alongside the iron ore railway towards Karijini. It may look like just another dirt road, but these corrugations can be brutal. Now it finally feels like the adventure has properly started. Before driving the rail access road, there's one small hurdle. You need a permit, which means watching a safety briefing and passing a quiz. A quiz? Just to drive a dirt road in the middle of nowhere? At some point, it generally started to feel harder than the Australian citizenship test, but luckily we passed. And with that out of the way, we could finally continue towards Karijini. Troopy heading north into the gorge. First gorge in Karijini, and we parked right next to the old 45 series Troopy. Different generations, same adventure. And we are off. First hike into Hamersley Gorge. This gorge cuts deep into the Hamersley range. which is over 2.5 billion years old, some of the oldest rocks on the planet. The cliffs here are stunning shades of red and ochre, carved by millions of years of wind and water. Every step along the trail feels like walking through a natural history museum. Just one you can climb, scramble and jump into the waterholes of. The hike to Hamersley Gorge is a proper little adventure. Rocks to scramble, small ledges to tiptoe across, and plenty of opportunities to stop and stare. Every corner brings another wow moment. Trust us, the view at the end is worth every step. After the hike, this is your reward. A quiet pool tucked beneath the cliffs, with a waterfall tumbling down behind us. Moments like this make every step worth it.
How did you get over it?
Check out these rock layers, each one formed over millions of years. Standing here, it really puts time into perspective. First night and we found a spot at Mount Robinson rest area. Free camping right on the edge of Karijini, just what we needed after a full day of adventure. Visitor Center check-in. Time to grab a map, get the lowdown on trails, and make sure we know what adventures Karijini has in store for us today.
Beautiful.
Hey, welcome to Karijini National Park. You're on Bunjima country, my traditional owners. So I'd like to say thank you for coming and visiting us. So I hope you have a good time in Karijini.
We just couldn't find what they call the books and paper, or at least show you them.
I call him my Karijini punk rock.
Knox Gorge, here we come. Steep red cliffs, layers of ancient rock and pools just waiting to cool off in. Feels like the perfect way to kick off the day in Karijini.
Harry, don't. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Oh.
Knox Gorge swim time. Flowing water means it's safe to jump in, and of course we couldn't resist. Next up, Joffre Gorge. The trail starts here, winding through red cliffs and rocky terrain, leading down to some of Karijini's most dramatic pools and waterfalls. And here we are. The gorge opens up and you can swim all the way to the end, which is around 600 meters one way. Crystal clear water, towering red cliffs, and the sense of being completely surrounded by the Pilbara wilderness. We have arrived at Dales Campground, our base for the next 3 nights. Booked in, set up and ready to explore more of Karijini from here. feel like soon the elephants come to drink water here. Something.
Yeah, beautiful. Hey.
Dales Campground at sunset. Seriously, every site comes with its own view of the wilderness. You can almost forget anyone else around you. Perfect way to wrap up the day. So at day 3 today on the Karijini National Park. We are in the Weano Valley at the moment. And we're going to do a few things here. We're going to do the upper Weano Gorge walk on the yellow one here. Then we might have a look at the Handrail pool, although we know it's closed, but we might sneak in there for some pictures. And then at the end we're going to do the trek towards the amphitheater and the Kermit's pool for a cool down and then back. And that's going to be our morning program.
Let's go. How is it? It's gorgeous here. These rocks are really impressive. What is in there? Oh my God, this is amazing. Wow, guys, look at this. It's crazy. Wow.
Heading into Handrail pool now, tucked deep in a narrow gorge. The walls close in, the water is clear, and the whole place feels like a little oasis. Absolutely one of the coolest spots in Karijini. We are here at the Handrail pool. Beautiful spot. It's a very narrow gorge that ends up in this beautiful pool. The water is stagnant, unfortunately, so we will not go for a swim. But it's just a beautiful spot. And we have it all to ourselves now, which is nice. Next up, the Hancock Gorge walk. This narrow gorge is famous for its towering cliffs, deep pools and tight rock scrambles. Keep an eye out for the Pilbara funnel web spiders. They live in the crevices around here. Don't worry, they mostly keep to themselves, but they are a reminder that this landscape is truly wild. One of Hancock Gorge's famous funnel webs. Venomous, secretive and hiding where you least expect them. So we're in the next gorge here, in the same area, Weano area. This is the Kermit's pool. And you can actually go even further down, but it's only restricted through a guided tour. So you have to wear hard helmets and all of that stuff, hard hats, but it looks beautiful. Karijini Gorge is full of surprises. Twisting, narrow passages lead to hidden pools tucked between the cliffs, and some are fed by seasonal waterfalls. The walls show striking layers of iron-rich rock, giving the gorge its deep red and orange tones, a real Karijini standout. Here we are next to the water tank, the only one in the whole park. Important to know because there's no water at Dales Campground, so make sure you fill up before you settle in.
Good morning. It's a chilly morning here in Karijini, day 4. But to start the day, first thing to do first is coffee.
Asbestos warning here, a legacy of the region's mining history. Stay on the trails and don't touch anything unusual. We are hiking today at Bungunja, which is the Dales Gorge. It's next to our campground, which is great, convenient. We came from the campground, walked around the circular pool lookout. We are now here and we're going to descend into the gorge and then walk all the way here towards the waterfalls at the pool.
You need help.
Find it. Oh my gosh, it could be there, this one.
Fortescue Falls. Tall cliffs, cascading water, and a pool that looks too good to resist.
Made it.
We are here at the Fortescue Falls. Very nice pool as well. A little bit further is the Fern pool, beautiful as well. You can walk around the gorge from our campground. So this was day 4, I think, of our experience in the Karijini National Park, and it's really amazing. Every hike here is awarded with a dip in a nice cold pool, so can't get any better. Fern pool, a total oasis in the red rocks. Cool water, lush ferns, and just the right spot to take a break and enjoy the gorge.
That was so strange. That was. They said something. Yeah.
Swatting flies with some leaves. They are only out in the sun though, not down in the gorge. Day 5 starts early. We are hitting the road in the dark. Troopy's headlights are cutting through the morning gloom, because today we are climbing a mountain and we want to make the most of the sunrise. Mount Bruce, Western Australia's second highest peak. Time to scramble up and see the Pilbara from above.
Alright, time check, 6 a.m. in the morning, and we just left the car park and we are heading towards Mount Bruce.
As the sun slowly crept into the sky, it filled the morning air with warmth and life. Sound.
This is the hardest one. But
We made it to the top of Mount Bruce. It's cold and windy up here, but the views are incredible. You can see across the Hamersley range and spot the ancient banded iron formations that this area is famous for. Back at camp after a big day on Mount Bruce, it's time to refuel. Cooking up a warming laksa soup. Nothing beats a hearty meal in the middle of Karijini after a long hike. Good morning, beautiful morning again. So Karijini, was it worth it?
100%, absolutely.
We heard from so many people last year on the road what was your favorite spot in Australia, and many people mentioned Karijini. So from the beginning we thought we will not skip this. It's a bit of an effort to have Bouddi in a kennel, financially, but more emotionally, I would say. But we had a really good time here. We missed him, but also quite nice to travel around without a doggy.
Yeah, we miss Bouddi a lot, but this part of Australia is totally one of a kind. It's pretty unique. The rock formations, the pool, it's a lot of physical activity like hiking, but it's all worth it to do so.
They're all relatively short hikes, like 1, 2, 3 kilometers, one way, or 2 ways actually. But they all end up in a pool, so it's nice to dip into the heat. The walks are in the gorges, so most of the time of the walk are actually in the shade, which is pretty nice as well. And it's been really beautiful weather here, nice and warm in the day and cold in the night.
Yeah.
Beautiful campground here at Dales, a lot of bushes and shade, and you don't feel you're in a big campground with 150 other people.
On that note, what is our top 2 spot here in Karijini?
I think difficult to say because they're all really nice. It keeps on coming. But to me, what I really liked was Joffrey's Gorge, where you can actually swim for like 500-600 meter one way into the gorge, which was pretty gorgeous.
Yeah, that is beautiful. And for me, I think the Knox Gorge, that was a nice place. Rocks formation are stunning. There's a pool there, and there's a beautiful lookout that you can see down below the gorge, and just mind-blowing in here. Everything that we did here is insane, absolutely stunning.
Exactly.
So for that note, Karijini will love it.
Exactly.
And you guys should come and visit here and make sure to spend time in here, not just a quick holiday, because there's a lot of things to do here and you need to enjoy the surrounding. Yeah.
And do visit the visitor center because they are so nice to people, and we really got a nice itinerary for the week, which is quite nice. Like normally we have to plan every day or make up our own itinerary, and this one was actually quite nice to get an itinerary and just follow the plan for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So it was a really good building up the most beautiful gorges towards the end, and we did also hike Mount Bruce, which is cool. So yeah, definitely good. Today we're gonna head back to Karatha over the rail access road, and then we're gonna pick up Bouddi again, which is gonna be exciting as well.
Yeah, we'll miss him. Have a nice weekend, guys. Yeah.
Some places remind you why you explore. Karijini, you are one of those. Thanks for coming along with us through Karijini. If you like the adventure, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out what's next.